Pikachu!
What's up YouTube, this is your boy Kirby Caribs giving you guys another video on Trainer's Guide. Today we're going to be talking about unique different traits on Pokemon based off their gender. If you notice, some Pokemon might have different unique traits based off their gender. It's very minor, but when you notice it, it could be a huge difference. Alright, and first in our list, we're going to be talking about Kadabra and Alakazam. For the male Kadabra, they have longer mustaches. And for the female one, they have a shorter one. The male obviously has the big mustache, and same goes to the female. It's a lot more cut. So those differences can be a big difference when you're selecting a gender for your Pokemon. In my case, I always try to hunt down both genders, so I have a best of both worlds. The second one is going to be Butterfree. Now, if you notice, the male one, the bottom wings don't have anything, versus the female does. The female has black spots at the bottom, and that's about the only differences in both of them. Very unique. I would prefer the female in this case. It gives more color and it gives something appealing to the eye, versus the male one. It's alright, but it's not as pretty as the female one. Next on our list is going to be Doduo. The male one have black necks, and the female doesn't have black necks. That's a huge difference when it comes to the male and female, and then it also applies to its evolution. So the male will have a black neck and the female won't. So those are the two differences between Doduo and Dodrio. Next on our list is going to be Goldeen and also its evolution. So the male one will have a longer horn versus the female will have a shorter horn. Same thing applies to Seaking, it's just a smaller horn. Next on our list is going to be Magikarp. Magikarp is not too different. The male one will have the same color as the skin on the mustache, and the female will have a white one. The same thing goes with Gyarados. It will be the same color for the males, and then for the female it will be the white one. Which is, I would prefer the white one on the female because, like I say, it's different color and it's something that's appealing to the eye. It gives the eye, you know, some exercise to look around, to spot something different, which is nice. Next on our list is going to be Pikachu. I think everybody knows this one. The male one will be the rectangular shape, and then the other one's going to be the heart kind of shape. So that's the only differences between these two. And for Rhyhorn and for Rhydon, they both have the same thing as Seaking. It's just the horn. It's just one is larger than the other one, and the female will have the shorter one. Now, next on our list is going to be Rattata. The only differences between this mouse is the whisker. The male one will have a longer whiskers versus the female will have some shorter ones, and it also applies to its evolution. The male one will have longer one, and the female one will have shorter one. Now for Scyther, the male will have a smaller pelvis versus the female will have a larger one. That's the two differences between the male Scyther and the female Scyther. And next in our list is going to be Gloom. Now this one's a little bit harder to tell because you have to look very closely. Now the male one will have like a pattern of circles versus the female will have a single circle on its flower. Same applies to Vileplume, which with the male will have different pattern circles versus the female will have larger circles. Now for Venusaur, Venusaur is the only lineup from its evolution that has differences when it comes to male and female. The male one won't have anything on its flower versus the female will have this cone shape on top of its flower. Now for Zubat, it's as well as very difficult. If you do not notice it, you probably missed it. Now for the male, you notice the teeth are larger and the female will have smaller thin teeth, and it also applies to Golbat. The male one will have these larger teeth that are wide, and then the female will have these itty bitty, teeth on the top. So that's about it. That concludes on all differences based off their gender. I hope you liked this video and it helped you out, determine if you're gonna go for the female and male shinies. In my case, I want to be a real completionist and I want to go into getting both genders, so I have both of them in my Pokédex. Let me know if you're going to do the same thing. I hope to see you in the next episode in Trainer's Guide. Have an awesome day.